That's good. I'll take my glasses off. Welcome to Jtwes Monday Night Live. Guys, thank you so much. Sorry for the premiere on that video. It's at 9 o'clock now, or 9:05. I was wanting to play just before the live tonight, and I set the time wrong. It should have been 7:38 instead of 9:38. And so I was watching a few videos on a Super C from Pete, just a few acres. And Lena said, "Are we going to do the live?"
I said, "Are you going to watch a video up to our live?"
And I was like, "Oh man," that's when I figured it out. I was like, "Oh, I did it all wrong." And anyway, who we got in here, Lena?
Jason McDonald with Burch.
Hey, Jason.
Brian Farm Boy 59 is on.
Hey, Brian.
And Timbo.
Timbo.
Cajun Homestead is here.
Cajun Homestead.
Welch Farm NC.
Welch Farm.
And Kevin Wallace says, "Hey, Joey, Leno, and friends."
Hello, Kevin. Rainy day, too.
Cornbread is on.
Hey, Cornbread.
Cornbread has a question. What is your main support crop or crops, or do you work?
I work. Yeah, I don't. I mean, there's nothing I raise that would support us. Besides, I give like most everything away that I raise.
Joey Neal's on.
Hey, Joey.
Hello, Joey and Leno, and everyone. Hope all is well.
It is, it is.
William May is on.
William May.
Good evening and happy Memorial Day.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Bonnie Hawkins is on.
Hey, Bonnie.
And T. Hawkins.
And T. Hawkins.
Laura is on.
Hey, Laura.
Says, "Hey, brother and sis." Hey, Laura. Paul is on.
Hey,
Says,
Paul.
"Hey, guys, it's been 2 weeks already." No, we didn't miss even one live.
Yeah,
Joey
we
comes
had a
home and cracks the whip.
We had a 30-minute live last week.
Yeah.
But it's like at 9 something, wasn't it? Wasn't it 9:30?
I don't know. It was late.
Yeah, it was late.
And y'all know I'm not a fan of the late. Johnny Etcherson's on.
Hey, Johnny.
Good evening, Jtwes. Joseph Lott is here.
Mr. Joseph Lott.
Orbra's here.
Obra?
From Zebulon, North Carolina. Oh, no, that's
Yeah,
the one
Obra's
below.
not from Zebulon. He's up Mount Airy.
Sorry, that's Robert Mitchell is from Zebulon.
Yep.
Zebulon. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Zebulon. I wouldn't drink like that in the microphone. Blanton Farms is on.
Hey, Nick.
Evening, y'all. Hope y'all had a good trip.
We did. I'm still reeling from it. I'm tired.
Even I am, and I didn't go.
I'm pretty sleepy. I slept from 5 a.m. this morning to what, 9:30 maybe?
Yeah.
So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 4 hours.
Which I went in there about 9, and I wasn't going to wake you up. I was like, I'm just going to let him sleep till he wakes up. Did I say Haggie Farms?
Nope.
Okay, Haggie Farms
Hello,
is on.
Haggie Farms.
Paul Ford is on.
Hey, Paul.
Good evening. Happy Memorial Day. Hope the trip to Michigan was a successful and safe one.
It was successful and safe. Wonderful trip, just very tiring. And I had it, Paul, I was just saying in the beginning of the video, now that more people's in here, I had the video of the trip set to premiere the exact run time before the live so we could all be on the same page. I thought that would be neat to do, just go from the video right to the live. But now it's gonna play at 9:05, so don't y'all be ducking out at 9:05.
Jason Pendergrass is on.
Hey, Jason.
Says, "Good evening, Jtwes." Greg Mosier.
Hey, Greg.
Hey, Joey and Leno, and everyone. Hope you're all doing well. And Paul said, "I saw you had one last week. Was scratching my head. Been busy and losing track of these days."
I bet.
Janice is on.
Been in that highway. Hey, Janice.
Hello, everyone. Happy Memorial Day. And Luke Dog is on.
Luke Dog.
Says, "Howdy, all."
I don't think, have we had a Luke Dog before?
I think so.
Okay.
Marvin Curley is on.
Hello, Marvin.
"I learned a lot from your channel. Planted a garden this year."
Oh, man, Marvin, what did you plant?
Yeah, that's wonderful. But yeah, so
I've never considered myself a teacher, and when people always tell me that they, like Marvin just said, I learned a lot and he planted something, and I'm like, oh, gracious.
well, I mean, if you just show what you do and it works, then that can be a teaching.
Yeah, my last video I was talking about, most of these folks on here tonight have been with the channel a while, and they've seen me bed land before I plant corn or whatever, and I knocked the bed down. And I think I'd have had a better success. I just didn't do it this year because that field was so big. And I thought, man, golly, by the time I bed it and go back and plant it, you know, it just adds another 2 or 3 hours to it.
Marvin said he's planting corn, beans, and squash.
Corn, beans, and squash. Oh, I meant to look at my squash, Marvin, to see if mine were coming up. Remember the ones I replanted?
Well, I went to go give Miss her stash of food, and I didn't notice. I didn't look because it was raining.
I seen her in that video just reach down there like that while she was still looking ahead.
She's like this.
And she reached down in there and got it.
She's always got her eyes open, and then she stood up. I thought it was frozen because we got Miss, which is the raccoon that we raised from a baby. She's out in the wild now, but we only see her on trail camera, and she was standing up. Like I saw the picture of her standing up on her back feet, and so I downloaded the video. You have to request the video, so I downloaded that, and she's just standing there. So she just was standing there looking up at something so long, but it was cute. But yes, Bonnie, she says there's always teachable moments.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, for good and bad. You know, if you see somebody do something good or not turn out great, it teaches
I try to show
either
them
way.
too when it doesn't work out. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, you
I don't pull no punches on it.
No, you don't edit stuff or
Yeah.
kind of gloss over things that may not have gone well.
But the only thing I would edit is stuff like me telling Ellie not to stand behind the tractor while we're winching it on the trailer.
Right, yeah. Yeah, there's been some of those moments. He took all 3 boys with him, so, you know, that's definitely teachable moments.
Yeah.
Even though 2 of them are grown with their own babies now, or about to be another baby, but, you know, you're always learning. Even at my age, I'm learning something right now that's blowing my mind. But we'll talk about that some other time.
Yeah. We'll show it on live. Why not?
And I also attempted sourdough over the past month or so. I'm not a sourdough person. I found that out.
Yeah, your sourdough's still in the refrigerator begging to be fed. I think it's dead.
It is dead, but I could reawaken it with some stuff. But
Looks to me like that stuff would be better on the counter than the refrigerator. Cold.
yeah, you do put it on the. You can keep it on the counter if you feed it, I think. Every day.
I would just think warmness would do it better than coldness.
Yeah, well, that's part of my problem.
Oh.
I don't have time for all that. T. Hawkins says, you taught me that I need more 140 parts. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I think y'all all teach each other a lot of that. Farm Life with Avery is on.
Hey, Avery.
Says, hey, y'all, I cultivated and threw a lot of dirt to the Silver Queen. My fertilizer drive is not working, so had to put on all the fertilizer down by hand.
Well, it depends on how much corn you got, Avery. It wouldn't be too bad if it's no more than what I got over here. But if you got a ½ acre, that can be a little bit of arm tearness there.
Marvin asks, on a cub, if you don't have a rolling cultivator, would you run 2? Oh, I don't know. 2 sweep plows on each side.
Maybe some points and little bitty, those little bitty sweep plows. And they got some of them that have one side of it's cut off and the other side's on there. But yeah, a couple of those should be okay. I notice a lot of guys doing them. Speaking of cubs, you know, a lot of you guys that watch the channel have cubs. And man, I don't think I've ever admitted this on channel, but I sat on you'll see it in the video at 9 o'clock. I sat on my first cub ever and drove it around. And I really like that booger. I fell in love with that cub because for one thing, it's painted up like my lawnmower. It's white and yellow. It's not red. And it says Cub Cadet on the side. And I could see that thing with some back feet and some cultivators and some smaller rolling cultivators. And it would be a little cultivating machine.
Hold on, I lost my place. I'm sorry. Joey Neal says, finally got in the garden Saturday and cultivated and fertilized. All the garden potatoes are healed and almost starting to bloom.
Good. Mine was blooming last week pretty hard, Joey.
Blanton Farm says, we're getting good slow rain here. My sweet corn is tasseled out and loaded with ears. Should have a bumper crop in a week, Lord willing.
Nick, if you happen to notice, if you take a look at it, your Jimmy Red, your tassels, are all of them red, little red flowers on the tassel, or some of them red, some of them not? Danny at Deep South sent me a picture of his Jimmy Red, and some of them had some red tinted tassels and some of them didn't. And then I told him, I said, I can't remember if all my Jimmy Red had solid red tassels or it was some of them, not as red. I don't remember my Jimmy Red having solid red tassels on all of it.
Country Life with Levi's on.
Hey, Levi.
He says, we got corn.
He's got corn. Yeah, me and Leno's going to have some corn probably end of June.
Yeah, I'll be ready.
It'll
prepared.
be before the 4th of July.
I need to clean out some freezer space.
Yeah.
Because I know I have some stuff that I can.
Unless Sam calls us and says, I need 100 ears of corn. I'm just
Oh yeah.
yeah.
And if he does, that'll be fine. We'll share. We always are happy to share, especially those sweet potatoes that you grow for some reason. He grows 10,000 of them, and I don't even like them. I don't.
Yeah.
I'll make some for them, but I don't even.
I'm
care
gonna get
for
you to
them.
make me a sweet potato pie this fall. Out of
I
them.
did. I made you one for Christmas.
I know, but you used Steele's.
Okay. Well, those are technically Steele's too.
Yeah, they're still.
Just grown in a different location.
Yeah, they just grown in different. Yeah.
Because
his sweet potato is a whole lot prettier than mine.
I don't know. I thought ours looked really nice.
Well, they did, but his
You mean
skin, the skin on his has got a more smoother. I guess he's just got some good sweet potato soul.
Yeah, he must. Rick M is on.
Hello, Rick M.
I just found your channel a couple weeks ago looking at farm-all tractors, but I really enjoy the gardening parts of your channel.
Thank you, sir.
And Paul said we've got some sourdough that's been going pretty good for the past couple years.
Who, Paul? What you doing with sourdough, man?
I'm sure it's his girlfriend or wife. Sorry, Paul, can't remember if y'all were married. But I'm sure she's the one who.
How you know it ain't him making it?
Paul, tell me if it's you making it.
It may be.
I'm sure it's not.
He's a pretty smart fella.
I know. I didn't say he wasn't. Why are you trying to cause problems on the live? Paul, you know I love you. Ricky Eads says, hello to a great Christian family. Did you get the rest of your corn cultivated, and how was the trip to Michigan?
It was good. It was good. Got a video coming up right after the live, the Michigan trip. And yes, I got the corn cultivated. Unfortunately, like I said in the video, I had to lay it by, but that consistent of laying by corn that was 10 inches tall also. So, well, it'll all work out in the end. And what we're hopeful for, I'm not so much worried about whether we have deer corn to sell. I would rather have seed enough to put up for a couple years and then sell y'all some seed too if y'all want some Jimmy Red seed. And, that would be just fine.
Laura said, I would love some sourdough bread. Me too, Laura. It's not working out for me.
Unfortunately, me and Lee know sourdough bread.
Because I love it too. There was a lady at my work who we could always get her to make us this, because she always, her batch of starter was always going and always running. And I think she was like Paul, that she kept it going for years and years. And like she would sell her sourdough bread for us for like $4 for a whole loaf. So that was really good. But some people, you just can't have talents and everything. T. Hawkins says, see, Joe, you're teaching me that I need a cub now.
Yeah. I'm thinking I do too, T. Hawkins.
Vintage Farm is on.
Hey, Vintage Farm.
Says good evening. And Irvin is on.
Hey, Irvin.
He says something, how are y'all doing?
I know, you can't read it. Yeah.
His dialect. We're doing good, Irvin. Paul Ford said Marvin needs a set of buzzard wings.
Oh, but yeah. Well, they help. I mean, I just never really used them.
Greg Mosier is on.
Hey, Greg.
Says, hey, Joey, as a former horticulture instructor, I feel confident that you are a teacher. Your viewers learn lots from you. I used to say, if my students ain't learning, they ain't teaching. Or then I ain't teaching.
Yeah, there you go.
Mark Phelps is on.
Yeah, Greg, I guess the only thing, hey, Mark, I'm just real weary about saying this is how you should do this. I don't like saying that. I always like premising. I really don't say nothing how you should do it or how I do it. I just show it on camera and say, okay, we're planting corn and this is what I do, or something.
Oh, and Mark was saying it's a little cool this evening. It is cool
Oh, yeah,
here.
it's big time
Tomorrow, I
cool.
don't think we're going to get out of the 50s.
It was like high 50, low 50.
Yeah, but it's the end of May.
Yeah, I know.
That's chilly. And of course, I got 4 new chicks.
Yeah, it was in Michigan. It was pretty cold.
Yeah, I got 4 new duck chicks that I've got them under a, what do you call that? Heating lamp? Or
Yeah.
Is it a heating lamp? Yeah, I got them on a heating lamp, and they're going to definitely need that tomorrow.
Yeah, from what I could tell, Michigan had not, or maybe just started planting their corn. Ohio looked like the corn was planted a couple weeks ago because it was about this tall. And then further south you went, the higher, taller the corn got.
Grand pressure's on.
Hey, Graham.
Morning from southern Australia. Wintertime here, tractors in the shed, and smokers and mincers coming out for our meat store for the year.
Ooh.
Sausage, hams, roast, and all that. Good times. Sounds good.
Sound like I need to be going to Australia. Smoking some meat.
Blanton Farm says my Jimmy Red hasn't started yet, but if I remember correctly, they're all red colored, but I'll let you know in about 2 to 3 weeks
Okay.
when it should start.
I think they start out though white I say white tassel, a normal looking tassel, but turn red as it gets older.
Paul said, I've got some freezer space for some corn if you need it. Got room on the grill and in my belly too. Yeah, Paul, we'll make sure you get some. He also says tortilla making is my department. All other breads and stuff are her department.
Ah. So he makes tortillas, baby.
Probably corn. I think he does corn tortillas. I think we've talked about it before. I'm not sure. Robert Mitchell says, I have my own sourdough and I make my own bread, LOL. All men should know how to cook.
Tell him, Robert.
Allison's on.
Hey, Allison.
Says, hey, friends, I survived Branson.
Branson.
Where is Branson at, Allison? Remind me.
Branson, Missouri.
Right. I think she may have went there.
Oh.
I don't know if it's for a shooting competition
That's
or
a
not.
pretty good little trip.
Yeah.
Of course, I guess it probably ain't much more than mine from where she's at.
No.
Yeah.
Jeff Reynolds is on.
Hey, Jeff. That's a new name.
He says, hi, Joey, Leno, and family. Watching it rain in southern middle Tennessee. Almost 8 inches of rain this month. When we farmed, my dad used to say if it rains the first day of May, it would be rain for 21 days. Yeah, what happened to April showers bring May flowers?
Yeah, April did not have that many showers, but now May does.
So we're behind.
Yeah.
Stan is on.
Hey, Stan.
Joey, I see you still have the red duct tape bandages on.
Yeah. No, these are new. They got Band-Aids up under them.
Do you need stitches? Hope not.
No.
He probably does need stitches, Stan.
It's all right. If I can move it and it's still hanging on there, we're good.
I looked at it. It looks pretty gross, and I bet it needed stitches. Marvin said, Paul, I have some of those, but I don't know when to use them. I need a book on how to configure farm-all tractors. So many options.
Oh, yeah.
About those wings things.
Yeah,
that we're
buzzard
talking
wings.
about. Martha said, I just started sourdough during this past winter. I keep my refrigerator now and bring it out each weekend to make either bread or another recipe to try to keep it going.
And I guess the temperature of it probably comes up when she brings it out.
Yeah, because like if you're going to use it, you bring it to room temperature. And I know there's like a certain amount of discard that you take off of it before you feed it new stuff. And I mean, it's a whole
Sounds
process.
to me like half the learning of sourdough bread is just learning how to take care of the culture.
Oh yeah, definitely. It is. Because if that's not right, your bread's not going to be right.
Well, how do you make like what's that bread that we get at Food Line sometimes? Asiago.
Asiago.
Yeah. Is that sourdough?
It may be. Or it may be sourdough discard bread. I don't know, because it's not real big like sourdough. Okay, Bonnie says, we have a broody hen and chicks should hatch Sunday. I'm excited. City girl turned country. Yeah, I know. I went Sunday. Joey was in Michigan. I went Sunday, and I felt so country because I went to Tractor Supply by myself, got some ducklings, got my mealworms, which smell absolutely awful, but they love
Oh,
them.
I am impressed about that light.
Oh, yeah, and I did.
Yeah, I am pretty impressed
I
about
went in
that.
Joey's tool shed. Y'all would have been proud. I went in his tool shed looking around for everything that I needed to get the lamp put in the coop because I hadn't put it out there yet because I wasn't sure when I'd get the ducks and they were ready Sunday, so I went and got them. So I was like, well, they'll need their light tonight. So I went and raided his tool shed and got what I needed, and I got some of those side cutters, to clip the things.
And the big question is,
Did I put it back? Yes.
same place?
Yes, because I actually ended up having to go into your work truck and get them from there.
Oh.
So, because I knew you always have them in like a bag. So I went and got some stuff from your bag, but I did put it back.
Yeah, I really don't want you to see my toolbox.
Why?
Because it may make you mad.
Why?
Because you see all my sockets in a row,
Oh, I don't care.
but I don't
No.
do your dishes like at the kitchen.
No, what makes me mad is me knowing you have those tools and you won't fix something.
Oh.
Oh, now I've asked you, like, oh, Joey, this is it. Can you just get this? I think it needs what did I call it, an L bracket or something. But anyway.
No, I figured how my toolbox be straight, and you'd be like, why can't you keep the dishes like this? Or
No, you don't put dishes up, so I wouldn't
I
expect
know,
you to.
but we don't put stuff back.
Yeah, no. Allison said, we went to Branson, Missouri last weekend for the David show. It was amazing about the life of David. It's 6 hours to Branson from our house. Oh, wow. And did our preacher see David?
I thought he did. I thought that was in Pennsylvania, though.
But it may tour. It may be like it's in Missouri this week, but it was in
Yeah, Allison,
Pennsylvania.
does it tour? Because Preacher said he watched something like that in
I
Pennsylvania.
think that's what he's seen. And that was in Pennsylvania probably a month ago.
Yeah.
Blanton Farm says, Robert, you are correct. I just pulled a berry cobbler out of the oven. So Nick's over there baking away too. Y'all men are making me mad. Making sourdough, cobblers.
Tortillas.
Tortillas. But hey, tell them
Well,
what
she made a pound cake today.
Yeah, tell them what I made you with fresh strawberries.
She made a strawberry pound cake with cream cheese icing, and then cut me up some extra strawberries
Yes,
just
the
because
extras.
I like having extra toppings on it.
So annoying. So yes, I made him that little sludge.
Same thing
of-
with the spaghetti. I was looking for extra
I
spaghetti
know.
sauce.
I made him extra toppings for his pound cake, but I forgot to save him a portion of the spaghetti sauce that he requires extra.
I just think anything spaghetti wise, whether it's lasagna or the pita stuff that you do, you always got to have a little extra sauce put on it.
It had plenty of sauce.
It did have pretty good amount.
Yeah, Bonnie
Was
said.
that mozzarella?
Bonnie said, yummy. Yeah. I used too much. I could hardly scoop it out because it was like tendrils of cheese. And Robert said, great, Blanton, talking to Nick about cooking. Michael Coleman is on.
Hello, Michael Coleman.
Garden is looking really good. Mine ain't quite as tall as yours is looking. Still have sweet corn to plant, but everything else is rooting in good. God bless and happy Memorial Day to all.
Thank you. I'm thinking about, I'm probably going to have to put the nitrogen on the sweet potatoes by hand. I cultivated them. You guys just seen that video. And that's probably going to be the last time they get cultivated because by the time it stops raining, because they're calling for it, what, till Wednesday?
I know
Thursday?
tomorrow. I haven't looked
Yeah,
past
by the
tomorrow.
time it stops raining, I'm sure the vine's going to be done spread to heal, and I won't be able to put them rolling cultivators in there at that point. I do have a plan, though, to keep my green beans from getting overtaken by sweet potatoes, because they will. There's no doubt about it. I'm going to take a back disc, and I'm going to turn it straight like that, and I'm going to put it on the back foot of the tractor and just let it cut straight down in the ground, and just maybe once a week go across there and cut them vines right at the tractor tire, just on that side of the sweet potatoes. So I'll be going down the bean row. I won't be going down the sweet potato row, but I will be cutting those sweet potatoes from coming over there. It's either that or get Sammy to weed eat them, turn the weed eater up, and go down the row. But once we get the beans off, we can let it spread.
Bonnie said T. Hawkins is an excellent cook. We had smoked barbecue ribs and chicken wings tonight.
Yeah, Leno did some, she doesn't like chicken legs. I do. I like chicken legs and thighs. I don't like the breast meat. But she smoked me some chicken legs the other day, and they were very good.
See, I didn't think they were. I felt like they didn't even taste hardly like they had any
They tasted
taste.
good.
And I seasoned them up too.
Did you put Lowry leaves on them?
Yes, I put 3 different kinds of seasonings on it.
I'm telling you, Lowry
And I
leaves.
set it in the fridge for 2 hours before I put them on the grill.
I don't think Lowry leaves gets enough credit because you could just about put Lowry leaves on something.
You like Lowry leaves only because it's just ultra salty. That's all it is.
It's good.
It's like orange salt.
It's a seasoning salt.
I know, but all it is salty. I don't taste anything
No.
else in there. From Life with Avery says, Happy Memorial Day. I wish I could thank all the people who died for our freedom.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a whole lot, Avery.
Well, just thinking about them, Avery, is good.
Yeah, just keeping
Keeping them in your
memory.
mind.
John Briggs is on.
Hello, John Briggs.
Evening, guys. Just tuned in. Hope y'all had a good trip, Joey.
We did, John.
Alice said one of the girls on the Branson trip wants to visit Gastonia, North Carolina. Is that close to you so I could see you too when we come?
It's Charlotte.
It's
Allison.
close enough, Allison. We could meet halfway easily.
Yeah, it's probably 2.5 hours from here.
Like Greensboro would be like our middle way. Like we could at least meet them for dinner.
No,
somewhere.
Greensboro wouldn't be middle. It'd have to be like High Point or Salisbury.
Oh, really? Okay, well, wherever. We'll go. Allison, let us know when you're coming. And why in the world would she want to visit Gastonia? What is in Gastonia?
Well, for one thing, that's where my grandpa moved to when he moved from the mountains.
Okay, well, I'm sure that's not why they would want to visit.
I have kinfolk in Gastonia.
Okay. I didn't know, you know how like Mayberries, or what's that town where Mayberries is from?
Pilot Mountain.
Yeah, like Pilot Mountain, people want to visit there. Eva Moray is on.
Hello, Eva.
Says Joey's a spoiled brat.
Is that what it says? Golly.
Look, this is Joey's mother-in-law. This is my mom. So y'all don't start hating on her or anything. So she's just playing with him, but people are probably like, wow, that lady's rude.
How long it take you? How long has that message been there before you got to it?
I don't know. It doesn't give me times. Oh, Mom wants to know what happened to your finger, though.
Oh, no, I'm a spoiled brat. I ain't telling her. I ain't telling her.
Something he did that's just a little sketchy, I guess you could say. Alice says Sight and Sound Theater is in Branson and in Pennsylvania. They have 2 theaters. Okay,
Oh.
so it's not a live play then, is it? I thought it was a live play.
That's what she means. It is a live play.
Oh, okay.
A theater.
Not a movie theater.
Yeah. Everybody thinks movie theater, but theaters also are live theaters. They call them theaters too.
Okay. Brian says 85 viewers and only 28 likes. Come on now, hit the like button.
That's all right.
Shane Jeans is on.
Hey, Shane.
You need to go let your cat in before he
He's all
destroys
right.
my
They
screen.
can't hear. Come on.
Marvin Curley says like Dale's steak sauce, salt.
Dale's steak sauce.
Yeah, I haven't heard of Dale's steak sauce.
I hadn't either.
But yeah, it's basically
What
just
you need?
salt, Marvin. His Laura.
What you need? What
And
you
then
need, boy?
I'm used to like seasoning heavy.
Is you okay?
And then if I use Laura leaves, then it's
You
too
okay?
salty.
You okay?
My goodness, this cat he could hear us, so he wanted in, so he was
You okay?
clawing at the screen behind us. He's just being drama.
Well, he knew that I was gone all week.
I'd find where I was at. Mom said Dad smoked some delicious ribs. That's good, yeah. Which we've done ribs once. They just so expensive.
Lino has gotten excellent. How you say it? Excellent with
Excellent.
I can't say it. I always want to say excellent.
I know. Now you're gonna make me say it wrong. Excellent.
Excellent with the smoker.
Yeah, I like that smoker. And plus, when I work from home now, so it's easy for me to put it on in the morning or whatever time, and I can even go keep check on it. You know, just make sure like what's the temperature.
Yeah,
or
I had-
Do I need to spritz? You know,
My only
throughout the
job
day.
with the smoker for a while was cleaning it out, vacuuming it out, and then it was one day I had to leave, and Lena was going to put some stuff on, and so she said, well, I'll just clean it out. So now she cleans it too.
Yeah, I mean it's easy.
I don't
though.
even is a cover on it? Oh, phew.
Yes, now I'm covering it too with my short arms. I'm trying to get this cover over this whole grill, which I did, and I unplugged it and covered it, so it's fine. Aaron Caudill is on.
What you need, buddy?
Aaron.
Hey, Aaron. I'm sorry.
Laura said lots of our Jones family are in Gastonia.
Yeah, there's quite a few
Janice
of them.
said, I have family in Gastonia also. Well, I didn't
Everybody's from Gastonia.
know. Oh,
Gastonia is just a Ellis Island in North Carolina.
Right, it's a happening place. Allison, that sounds like my kind of place. Look, there is a warehouse there you can pay $20 and take out as much as you can tote yourself. I say we do that on a Saturday and then visit you for church on Sunday. That sounds perfect.
What do they got in the warehouse?
It doesn't matter. $20 and you could take everything you want. It could be clothes, furniture, china, whatever.
I wish they'd have a tractor part store that was like that.
Oh no. Well, you can't tote much if you can.
And what if it's small parts again?
Oh yeah. Brian says, starting to see deer tracks. Does anyone have an idea of what to use? 60 foot on two sides and around 300 foot on two sides. Do I do solar fence or liquid deer fence?
Whew.
How about
That's
electric?
always, golly, that is $1 million question, and here's why. It's like say it's corn in there, and you're like, do I want $9 a ear corn? But then you hate it getting tore up, and so it makes your garden so expensive. But I guess you can't really pay for good quality garden food. That's for sure. So I've kind of like the electric fence deal. I put the net up this year and then put another, y'all seen it on video, put another string around the net to make it kind of 3D. Hadn't had no problems that I know of. I didn't go look at it today. I probably should have. But I like electric fences. The 3D electric fences where you put two strands and then another strand in behind it. They have worked pretty good for me in the past. But I hear that this bone sauce works good. And then I want to say I seen Danny had some dog barking alarms in his garden. His little motion detector.
We put music out in our garden
Yeah.
before. We put music on full blast and covered it with a plastic
I
container.
think it was like Rock 92 or
It
something.
didn't
I forgot
matter.
what
we,
it was.
We put whatever.
It was over at the barn.
Yeah, we were ready to put on, like 102 jams or whatever we had to get those things out of there. Because they were coming in like just mowing down everything.
Yeah.
And it worked. It worked. And you could only hear it if you went
seemed
outside.
like it worked for a while,
And then they got used to
and
it.
they got used to it. It worked for that year.
Yeah. But
That
then they,
season.
Right. They raised their kids up saying, oh, that's
Yeah, that's
nothing.
just their music. Don't worry about it. But no, electric fence to me, I mean, it works every season. I mean, to me, like the dog barking or something like that, it kind of they can get accustomed to it, I think. But they never get accustomed to that 8-jewel fence.
Michael Coleman said, just wanted to say on an off topic, the good Lord welcomed a good man of God yesterday. Prayers to the Robertson family with Phil passing away. Many people, I believe, have been helped with his message.
Amen.
Yes, he had a wonderful testimony, and I believe he did help a lot of men who, had a very rough life and got into a lot of, bad things like he did, that there is redemption. And so I agree, Michael, and, I was happy with his testimony. Allison said, yes, it's a live play. They only do Bible performances at Sight and Sound. Okay. So
Yeah, it's a live play.
Well, yeah, it'd have to only be me, Allison, because I don't think Joey can do a live play of anything. Stan says, thank you, Avery, for your thoughts on our fallen. I spent much of the day with 10 of my family at the cemetery. Always sad, especially for those that gave all. A lifer here. Yes, thank you, Stan. Yes, Stan has probably the most experience with what Memorial Day really means
Oh, I
than
guarantee that.
anybody here tonight. You know,
Well,
that
I
I
mean,
know of.
yeah.
You know, so yeah. So Stan, thank you for your comment on that. John Gainey is on.
Hey, John Gainey.
He says, "What did you pick up on your trip, or do you not, or do you want to tell him to stay tuned to the channel afterwards to see it?"
I can't remember if I've actually said that. I'll take John. The video's coming up at 9:05, right after the live, and I don't think I've actually said, so I will save it for the. Actually, it's set for a premiere. I guess you could say it. It's a Super C and a Super A, but neither tractor is for me.
Allison said, "We can pick you up." Let's do it, Allison. Joey Neal says, Farm Boy 59, I am using marigolds planted at the end of each row and placed along throughout the garden. I have done that last couple of years and has helped. Not saying it's a true fix, but deer hate them.
Yeah.
Marigolds. Okay.
Probably my biggest critter worry this year is, am I going to get attacked by the squirrels again? We just got attacked last year. I've never seen them tear ears of corn open and eat the corn.
Yeah. Well, and we used to have a cat, Mo, rest in peace, Mo. He always kept the squirrel population away because he was an avid hunter. He was like a mountain lion, the way he would hunt birds, squirrels, everything.
Oh, we never seen a squirrel in the yard
No.
for years while Mo was alive.
Right. And so, you know, since he's been gone, our other cats are just kind of, they're not very useful like Mo was.
Let's just say they don't vote the same way as I do.
Stop it. But, so he, you know, that's really been an issue. But I really only remember squirrels once, right? Last year?
It was last year.
It's so no years before though, right?
Well, not while Mo was here.
No, but Mo's been gone like 3 years.
I don't know if it was super dry last year or something, so I don't know if that had something to do with it. But
Okay.
we'll just have to let Sammy talk to him a little bit. Sammy seems to be able to speak their language.
Yeah. He gets the point across.
Yeah.
Michael Coleman said, West Pantry from One Lonely Farmer says blue colored light for whatever reason will help repel deer at night.
Oh, wow.
Oh, West Pandy.
That makes sense.
Blanton Farm says, I use Billy's bone sauce around my corn and have not had any problems with deer or raccoons in my sweet corn or Jimmy Red.
Yeah, Danny talks about that bone sauce a lot. It's, you know, it's just like that Avipel that I love. It's kind of pricey, but I think it does real good.
Shane Jean said, I built a fence with 6-foot chicken wire, 2 strings, hot wire, 4 foot outside of that. It cost me some money, but I haven't had a breach in 3 years.
Yeah, and Shane, that's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up because I mentioned having expensive sweet corn if you had to do all that. But if you go ahead and make that investment, you can spread that out over time, and I'm sure you can make your investment back. So that's a good point.
T. Hawkins said it's supposed to look like predator eyes in the dark, the marigolds. Okay, that makes sense. Paul Ford said if the deer are hungry enough, nothing will keep them out of the garden.
The other guy's fence will. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
He's 6 foot tall with 2 hot strands.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know, that's like massive. That's Fort Knox of gardens.
Well, no, my uncle Norman's got one that's, I don't want to say this wrong, but I want to say about 15 foot tall.
15 foot?
Yes, he cut cedar trees down.
Why?
And well, he's fenced his whole garden in with it. And the deer can't jump over it. It's just done. They
Okay,
can't
yeah, 'cause
jump
they
that tall.
They can jump pretty
I
high.
want to say he did two different rolls of wire, like the first roll and then put the other roll on top of that. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's tall. It's real tall.
Paul said, just fed the sourdough here. Can send some your way in a few days. Paul, I can't. I can't get it to work.
If
The
you
sourdough wasn't the problem, or the starter wasn't the problem. It was the making the bread that was the problem for me. Stop petting him. He's shedding real bad.
I know. I see that.
William May said, I'm looking forward to your tractor drag race.
Tractor what?
Drag race.
What's that?
Drag race. The
Oh,
tractors.
oh.
Irvin said, let me know if you have squirrel problems. I could come take care of them and make a squirrel jambalaya.
Oh my goodness.
Well, Sammy could take care of them, and you can have all you want. Last year, I think you had about 20 in one day, so we'll let you know, because right now they're just buzzard food. Paul's Farm said, I just planted my sweet corn again, so I had to replant their sweet corn.
Sorry about that. Well, Paul's Farm?
Paul.
Oh, Paul's Farm. Okay, yeah.
Janice said, Roger's dog Poochie will take care of your squirrels.
Well, she needs to hang out down here to do that, because those things are ravenous. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna try. I've never planted a fall crop of sweet corn, and I know I'm gonna have a little more worms in there than I would for a spring crop of sweet corn. But I think I'm gonna try a fall crop this year too.
Yeah, I'm excited because then we can have 2 chances to put up corn. And I always feel like under such pressure with the first corn that, it's always bad timing, or I don't get to do as much as I wanted to. And then, I just have to give it away and all that stuff.
Well, if it does good and it comes in around the 1st of October or so, it could come in around plow day, and then we have sweet corn.
And we can grill it, we could give it away like we did sweet potatoes, which I'm sure we'll have sweet potatoes again to give away this year too. So you all have something to look forward to with that. Let me see if I missed anybody.
Don't miss people.
Well, I do like every time. Right now it's still pretty manageable, so I don't usually skip comments. But anyways, Joey Neal says, I'm going to try a late season bean crop for canning.
I did try that one time, Joey. It was, I think I planted them at Rogers. And I think the only thing I seen about those beans is they did have some worms in the beans. And so when you was snapping them, you just snapped the worm section out of the bean. They didn't have the whole bean eat up.
Well, that's what I do with the corn.
Yeah.
With the corn, the worms tend to be at that top.
Yeah.
So I take like the butcher knife and I just chop the top off.
Well, I think the thing with the late crappie is
they're all in it.
They can be middle ways more. But even at that, we take a sharp knife and just cut that out.
I know, but then you may not know till you pull it back, and I don't want to touch it.
Well, I'll pull them back outside and cut them out before you even get them.
Okay. I don't mind cutting the first crop in spring when usually the worms are at the top. But I don't want to be pulling it and touching worms.
Yeah.
Plus, I heard they bite or sting or whatever.
I know they're called pack saddles. Mm-hmm. And I don't think I've ever been stung by one, but I've heard people talk about getting stung by pack saddles. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is.
Joey says these will be what they call October beans.
Ah. So that's actually, he's going to shell those.
Yeah.
He's not talking about a snap bean. He's going to shell those.
Okay.
I should plant some purple whole peas since I got that electric fence up now.
Stan said, Joey, I checked the padlocks on the cub corral, all secure. Sorry. Inside joke.
Yep. We had to come up out of a bolt cutter.
Mom said, you miss Prissy. She asked for petting. She pets herself. She always just rubs all over me and I pet her too. She sits up here every live. She just likes to be on TV.
Gosh, she's old.
She is old. She's doing
But she gets around good for an
right.
old cat.
She's doing excellent for her age.
How old is she?
I think 17.
17?
I think that's what Laura told me.
Golly.
Because Laura knew how, like, when Jean got her as a kitten, and it was before Sam was born. So I'm saying 17, could be older. But she's done excellent. She, she's gained a little bit of weight here recently, but what older woman doesn't gain weight? I mean, that's just how things are for us. Joey Neal says, pack saddles hurt. I know. So thank you for confirming that.
I heard they do.
Bland Farm said, I had a wild hair this year and planted 200 tobacco plants Saturday. The transplanter worked great.
You say that, Nick, but I actually have been wanting to plant a row of tobacco, and I know a few fellas that, still raise tobacco, and I'm sure they'd give me 20, 30 plants, and I've been kind of wanting to plant a row myself. I aggravate Leno sometimes here in the last couple of weeks. We've been going to church, and there's a big old tobacco farm before you get to the church, and all that tobacco's got a leg on it about that tall where the water hit it right, the fertilizers hit it right, and you guys that's raised tobacco, you know what I'm talking about. It's kind of stretched up there, and it's got a little bit of a leg on it. And every time we ride by there, I tell Leno I just love to cultivate that field because those rolling cultivators will just wrap that dirt right up under that plant.
Bonnie said we use a predator light. It's a solar light that flashes red at night only.
Oh, wow.
It will keep deer away. Just screw it to a tree or post about 18 inches off the ground. Works great to keep deer away.
Yeah, Nikon's got some stuff you can use it to keep them away, too.
Brian says, I have another question, please.
Yes, sir.
Does anyone have any suggestions on the different types of 3-point rotary tiller? Which is better, forward tines or reverse tines? Sorry for asking so many questions.
I happened to lay my eyes on a King cutter this weekend that I was very impressed with. I don't know about the reverse part.
And Brian, don't be sorry for asking questions. This is the perfect place to ask questions because then you can get a live response. So ask away. Avery said, that's not wild, Nick. That's what us men love to do. Go big or go home. That's right, Avery. Man panel. Shane Jean says, skinned 2 squirrels, hung up their hide, haven't seen them since. So kind of like the crow.
Yeah, it sounds like the crow deal there.
Stan says go with the forward tine, Brian.
Yeah, he has a very nice King cutter. Very well built. Made in the USA.
Shane Jean says, oh, I already read Shane's. Bonnie said something funky. We tried posting that 4 times. So her comment, I guess her comment wouldn't.
What was her comment?
About the light, solar light.
I don't know, Bonnie. I do have some filters on.
Well, yeah, it's probably because she said screw it, but it says just screw it to a tree. And that piece probably thought it was a...
Yeah, if she said just attach it to a tree, it would have probably went right through. Yeah,
it's sensitive.
I do have some filters on there, Bonnie, but they may give a little trouble sometimes, but they're worth it.
And sometimes one of your comments will come up, and it'll say, "Do you want to allow this comment?" Because it's just like this. It's not meant in what the filters are trying to catch it as, and so I just say approve, and it comes through normal. But yours didn't do that, so I don't know why, Bonnie. But
yeah, I need to. I've had to go through my advertisements. There's a big list of advertisements of what you will allow, commercials, and what you won't allow. I probably need to recheck those things. It's been a while.
Allison said, I've got to jump off. I'll talk to you soon. I'm going to plan an NC trip and pick you up, Tasha. Thank you, Allison.
Thank you, Allison.
Pick me up. Papa's Garden wants to know, have you ever had a problem with kudzu?
No.
There's plenty down the road on Dave Smith Road.
Yeah.
There's a ton of it.
That's another. We always pick about the government and how the government, when they get their hand into something, it doesn't quite work out great. So kudzu, I think, was brought over by the government from Japan to help with erosion, and it went wild.
Oh yeah, it definitely nothing erodes.
Yeah.
Nothing can get through it.
I can remember cutting some orchard grass close to the end of a field with Roger's dad's tractor and mower conditioner, and that kudzu starts running up in there, and you can see it from 40 foot away, running up in that mower conditioner. But that John Deere powered through and eat it up.
Prissy comes on camera to give herself a whole bath.
I guess. Golly. hey.
No, don't.
Hey, do that
don't
somewhere else.
She's just licking her fur. Avery says, I love our King Cutter forward tine tiller. It lays down the best soil bed to plant flat in bed up. Flat of bed up.
Yeah.
I don't know what that, I mean,
Avery, I was telling Stan, I really like the ideal of those tillers, and I would be so tempted to use them, and it's not so bad in some soils, but some soils, and I have some that would do it, you get that thing all pretty and you could thump a marble across the top of it, and that first rain hits it and it'll run it together like a brick. And I've always been a little scared of those tillers because I felt like that they would let soil run together a little bit. But I like them. I'm a fan.
Joey Neal said, Brian, I have the forward tine. It's a Tater Gate brand. I like them over the reverse tine. Just my opinion. It's also gear driven over chain.
Yeah, I think Stan said the King Cutter was gear driven.
Yeah, so everybody's saying forward.
Yeah.
Nick has one too, Nick Blanton. I've got a 6-foot King Cutter.
That's what Nick's got.
Would it be foot or inches?
6 foot.
6-foot King Cutter, forward time, and love it. Have had it about 10 years.
That's why he had that pretty soil to plant in when he planted that Jimmy Reed.
And Brian said, I'm looking forward for one for next year. So yeah, everybody on here who's had an opinion on them is forward time.
Now, guys, am I imagining that about the soil running together? Because, I mean, it just seems like it to me. I imagine it depends on the soil, too.
T-Hawk said, I sent it to her to post for me. I gave up. LOL. I thought it was my iPhone 4. No. Yeah, I don't know why it did that. Why it let her post it but not him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Paul's Farm says, I have to spray kudzu every year. If not, it will choke the trees to the ground. Yeah, that's rough.
I want to say somebody said kudzu made good silage. I don't know.
I don't know. I got some goats that would take care of some kudzu.
I don't know if they would eat it or not. Weirdos.
They would.
Yeah.
Plus, if we drop Chile off somewhere, like relocate him and dump him like an animal, like you dump a dog, we're gonna dump this goat. My goat named Chile. He's awful. So I'll dump him at that kudzu and drive off.
I thought
He's a wild goat now.
I thought you was gonna put him on. What do you call a Mexican birthday party? What's the name?
Quinceañera?
Yeah, I thought she was gonna put him on there for that.
Well, yeah, that too. I was gonna give him on Craigslist for if somebody wanted a quinceañera barbecue, So I'm
Free.
Like, yeah, free. Please, just take them. Because I didn't tell you this morning he was headbutting one of the posts so hard it was like leaning in.
Golly.
So that's why I had to get that BB gun out.
I used I concreted every post in. They have caps on the post to keep water from getting in the center of the post. They have these plastic caps on them, and they're screwed in from the side. And I used sheep and goat wire, stretched it good with the tractor, made me a stretcher, and just built a real nice fence. That fence looks like it's had a bunch of 500-pound boar hogs in there. It is leaning. There's broke wire. I mean, it's bent wire. I mean, these goats are absolutely
Don't say
something.
These goats. It's mostly Chile. The other two, I don't see them doing that. And we've got tractor tires in there for them to jump on, like a front tire and a big tire. He will just be over there. I hear this weird noise like a thump, thump, thump. So I go, look. And he's just headbutting the tire just for, keeps going, but that's not coming down. But he's just a bad. He's just a aggressive goat, I guess you would say. Bart Sexton says, I have a tiller from Tractor Supply, and that bad boy will cut some ground. It's 3-point hitch and 4 tongs. I used it today some. One of the best tools I have. Robert Mitchell says, I have electric fence and the dog barkers, and they work great.
Yeah.
And Joey Neal's answering your question. Nope, Joey, it will run together if you go real slow when you till it.
Oh, okay. Well, obviously I know if you had a bunch of organic matter that you was incorporating while you were tilling it, that would keep it from running together so bad. Also, I would think.
Avery said, I'm getting the old 64 140 changed over to 12-volt system this week.
Yeah, a lot of people. Somebody asked me the other day, was I going to change the Super A from 6-volt to 12? And I'm like, I told him, I said, well, I mean, it starts fine. I mean, that's I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with the 6-volt. If all the parts are working like it's supposed to on it, it generally does pretty good. But I guess maybe the battery's more expensive. I don't know.
Blank Farm said, I never had an issue with soil compaction or running together, but my land is sandy with very little clay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nick's got some pretty good dirt down there.
Shoo him off.
Hey, get on.
Okay, thank you.
Why'd he go away so dramatic? All I said was, get on.
Because cats are dramatic, if you haven't noticed yet.
He just ran away like I pulled out a baseball bat.
Let me find where that. Oh yeah, Paul said, I've heard goat tacos are pretty good. They are, Paul.
Do you know that for certain?
Yes.
You've eat goat?
Yes. Joey, you know I have. Stop it.
I've eat high octane goat, but I've never eaten no low octane goat.
Low octane tastes better. I've had both. Bart says, I have heavy soil here in Goldsboro. Before I got mine, I used the disc in all those big clunks of dirt. Now the disc sits and watches the tiller make all that soft, beautiful soil. T. Hawkins says, you know they say when you get goats, so does your neighbors. They are escape artists. Luckily, ours have not escaped. Like maybe somebody didn't latch the door.
Don't say that yet.
Like I know Sam went to feed them before and not properly latched the door. But they just were hanging out here around there.
There's sections of that fence that need my attention, but they're just too stupid to know it right now.
Well.
So don't say that yet, because
We'll
if they
see.
wise up. And then there's one section where some dirt has washed down to the fence, and so it's raised the ground level up about a foot.
That they could probably jump.
They could jump over it, but
Yeah.
they don't
I
realize
noticed-
they don't realize it yet.
I noticed that too, but there's no tree or anything right at that spot, so they're not prone to
Yeah.
try to stand up there. All right. It's
8:58.
yeah, I say it's a good stopping point so that
Yeah, because the video.
we'll come on in 7 minutes. Yeah.
I don't remember. Yeah, I think
9:05.
I did it at 9:05. Okay.
So you got 7 minutes to get you a snack or whatever, and you can watch Joey's trip all about Michigan.
Yep.
Which will be on the channel in about 7 minutes. So we're going to sign off here so you all can watch that. And we appreciate you being here. And I'm
Right.
glad to have Joey back and the boys.
What you don't see, but well, you're glad to have Sammy Bear back.
I'm glad to have everybody back.
I'm just saying you never see them two, but Sammy Bear you
Well,
see.
still, but just knowing that they're in the vicinity, not so far away.
Yeah, I know what you
I'll
mean.
shut us off.
All right, let me check, make sure ain't no final
Okay, see if there's any
thing before I do.
final comments.
Nope, just good nights. All right, guys, God bless you. God loves you. We'll see y'all. You gonna hit me off, baby?
Yeah.